Hello everyone, thank you for having me. My name is Mainul Hossain. I am the student of University of Malaya under the Faculty of Arts and Social Science in the Department of Media and Communication Studies. Recently, I am pursuing my master's research in these universities. So, today I am going to be presenting our research paper to you. So, the topic of our research paper is the role of social media in promoting crowdfunding, a new paradigm to extinguish natural disasters. So this is the outline of presentations. Okay, introductions. So actually, the purpose of this study is to how social media promote the crowdfunding, and so by using social media platforms, how to alleviate and reduce the poverty, specifically in the natural disasters areas. So you can see that global crisis, we are living at the age of frequent global crisis. So the causes of the crisis have been building up for decades. So recently more dramatic changes have been noted, such as melting of glaciers, ice caps, land ice, and rapidly rising ocean temperatures, and also rising sea levels, extreme weather events, drought, and many more. Many of these are the consequences of climate change effect. So, because climate change has led to us to a global crisis, and that goes well beyond the climate changes into every aspect of human life on Earth. So, this human life of the Earth. So it is not just merely a global environment crisis, but it's also bring economic, social, and political crisis to the maximum even. Most of the crises are getting worse day by day, causing huge damage to the human and mankind. So this is how it was with the crisis of first two world wars, and that is how it is now with the global crisis. So nature of the crisis. So global crisis can be generated in two ways. So there are natural disasters and man-made damages. So what we understand actually by the natural disasters? So natural disasters is a sudden that catastrophic event caused by natural process of the earth. So different type of natural disasters include floods, earthquakes, hurricanes, volcanic eruption, and many more. Countries across the Asia and Australia and Africa suffered the greatest human toll from typhoons, heat waves, and floods. As you can see in this table, that how the top 7 deadliest disasters happened in 2019. So the most recently we can see the United States, the deadliest disaster called the tornado outbreak. So most of the people are affected from the Louisiana, Mississippi, and the Alabama. And next we can see the Australian bushfires. At least 33 people that died, and 3,000 homes is destroyed, and many more animals are disappeared and also died. And consecutively, Africa, Japan, China, India is also affected by this kind of crucial disasters. So what we understand the man-made crisis. So this is one of the crisis also. A disaster resulting from human intent, negligence, or error. So it resulting huge loss of life and property. It further affects a person's mental, physical, and social well-being. So type of crisis or the disasters. So these are the types of disasters. We can see the under the economical, financial, global financial crisis, economic recession, protectionism, including tariff and import and export restriction, non-tariff measures. Another crisis under the disaster crisis, the political crisis. So it is make war and immigration. And another crisis is social crisis. In this social crisis, we can see the corruption, starvation, or famine and accident. That is the most severe crisis. So problem statement. Based on this above discussion, we come up with problem in this current study that by global crisis, particularly natural and man-made disasters, every year people are losing their valuable assets, becoming homeless, financial constraints increasing tremendously, raising immigrants, especially from the Africa, Middle East and Asian countries. And this crisis also make the war and social violence around the globe. Therefore, aid, especially international financial aid, needs to overcome from this severe crisis. However, interesting that the vast or magnitude of the crisis level is very large, and aid organizations are unable to cover this crisis, and currently developed countries are cutting aid support over the past recent years. One of the most important report that has been stated by the United Nations in 2019. The report is stated that donors have been generous in providing assistance, nearly doubling their contributions for interagency appeals from US 5.6 billion in 2011 to 10.4 billion in 2014. So, but financial need still is outpaces incoming support. In 2011, we can see the funding gaps was 37%, which is equivalent to 3.3 billion, and in 2014 this increased to a record 40%, which is equivalent to 6.9 billion. Similarly, report that the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, which is called OECD, in 2019, they stated that foreign aid from the official donors in 2018 is fell down and it's 2.7% from 2017, with a declining share going to the neediest countries. The drop we can see in this figure that it stated that was largely due to less aid being spent on hosting refugees as arrival slowed and rules were tightened on which refugee costs can come out of official aid budgets. So this is the gap of the study. So how this big global crisis problem solved, and what is the solution, and what is the best solution for this problem to overcome that are caused by the natural disasters and also other the crucial disasters. We can see that we realize and we analyze and study that crowdfunding is the best possible solution to overcome this global crisis. By crowdfunding project and campaign, it is possible to alleviate or reduce the global crisis. According to the United Nations, they stated that crowdfunding is enabling people to donate directly to another person to project. So this removes intermediary organization funding and moves one step closer to direct assistance. Therefore, this effort brings funding closer to these vulnerable and also affected people. In 2013, World Bank defined that crowdfunding is a mechanism by which business and enterprises or any other organization collect necessary funds in the form of either investment or donation from numerous individuals to fulfill the financial requirements. So types of crowdfunding. So there are several types of crowdfunding campaigns that differ in various purposes. So because some campaigns actually raise funds for non-profit, while others collect money for profit project on organization. So to determine the best approach to crowdfunding from emergency crisis, the current study describes 4 types of crowdfunding modeling, which is donation-based crowdfunding, reward-based crowdfunding, debt-based crowdfunding, and equity-based crowdfunding. The global overview of crowdfunding, as you can see in this figure, that are raised day by day. Crowdfunding worldwide fundraise million US dollars. We can see that here 2014 the fund rise is 597.40 million USD, and it goes to 2016 it is 738.90 million US dollar that has been raised. And in this figure you can in this figure or table you can see that the number of crowdfunding countries investing platform is selected. You can see United States of America, the most highest number of crowdfunding investing platforms. They almost created the platforms 344, and consecutively the United Kingdom, France, Italy, and Brazil, and some Latin America, Australia, and some Asian countries. So this is our literature review. The most literature review will focus that how this crowdfunding will be generated and grow in order to achieve the money and fund from the different agency and other organization. So we understand when we study that the social media is one of the best way to promote crowdfunding, because how social media can promote crowdfunding to support this human development. So Gerber in 2012 he stated that Web 2.0 is prerequisite to develop the crowdfunding platform which use web technologies and outline online payment system to facilitate transaction between funders and raisers. The role of social media in crowdfunding has begun to receive attention from scholars in information system, human-computer interaction, finance. The dominant effort in this line of research has been examination of the effect of social media activity on campaign ads. For example, Kiba has raised more than US 900 million, benefiting 2.3 million borrowers and capturing the attention of social media financial institutions and non-profit organizations and scholars. This is some previous studies of crowdfunding based on social media platforms. This is our methodology parts, the most methodology and data analysis parts. So this study takes actually qualitative approach to conduct a case study on the role of social media in fighting against natural disasters through crowdfunding. So the primary data for this study has been collected. This is the discussion and findings. This is the conclusion. The study is concluded showing a great deal of the importance of crowdfunding and the role of social media in implementing humanitarian activities in the crisis moments around the globe. The study also created awareness among the social media users to contribute effectively to save the environment from being degraded. Stand by any disasters by forming a potential fund to provide meaningful assistance to the people around the world. The study also provides a recommendation to the big corporates, financial organizations, and government officials